Okay, so have you ever felt like there just aren't enough hours in the day?
Oh, yeah, tell me about it.
It's like you're constantly running out of time to get
Yeah,
everything done. We're going to try to help you out with that today.
absolutely.
We're diving deep into Master Your Time
That's right.
by Thibaut Meurisse.
Yeah.
We found a really great YouTube summary of it, and we are going to unpack some serious strategies
Yeah.
to, well, master your time.
It's funny. A lot of people, when they hear time management,
Uh-huh.
they think that it's about squeezing more tasks into your already jam-packed schedule.
Right. Yeah.
Master your time really turns that idea upside down.
Oh, interesting.
It's more about making deliberate choices
Okay.
and making sure that your actions are really reflecting what matters most to you.
So it's less about doing more and more about doing the right things.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
The author starts off by talking about productivity,
Okay.
and he redefines it.
Okay.
He says it's not just about work, it's about meaningful engagement
Okay.
in all areas of life. So yeah, your job,
Uh-huh.
but also your relationships, your hobbies, your personal growth,
Oh, wow.
the whole picture.
The whole enchilada.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that because it's so easy to think
Yeah.
when we hear the word productivity
Mm-hmm.
that we need to just be churning through a bunch of tasks.
Right. And I think to be truly productive, you need to understand your energy cycles.
Oh, okay.
The book has this great analogy where it compares your energy to a battery
Okay.
that goes through 6 phases.
6 phases.
And so just like your phone needs a recharge,
Uh-huh.
you need a recharge.
So tell me more about these phases. What does that actually look like in real life?
Well, think about your own day.
Okay.
There are times when you're super focused and energized,
Yeah.
ready to tackle those big, challenging tasks.
Yep.
So maybe for you, that's first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I'm a morning person for sure.
Okay, so that's like peak performance time for you.
Definitely. Yeah, but then
Yeah.
by the afternoon, I kind of hit a slump.
Yeah.
Is that a different phase?
Yeah, that's another phase. That afternoon slump is a classic example
Oh, okay.
of when your battery's draining.
Gotcha.
It's not the ideal time for complex work.
All right.
And so this is where the book gets really practical.
Okay, I like practical.
It suggests scheduling your tasks based on your energy phases.
Okay.
So for you, maybe creative brainstorming sessions first thing in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then the more routine tasks in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I usually just try to power through,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm guessing is why I'm always so exhausted by 5 p.m.
Yeah, and that's where recognizing your priorities comes in.
Okay,
If you're constantly just draining your battery on low priority tasks,
right.
you'll never have the energy for the things that truly matter.
Okay, so ditch the afternoon slump and prioritize like a
Yeah, prioritize.
Got it. But here's the other thing I struggle with, procrastination.
Oh, yeah.
Any advice on that?
Procrastination. Oh, it's the universal struggle.
It is?
This is where Master Your Time has some real gems.
Okay.
It doesn't just say stop procrastinating.
Right.
It actually tries to get to the why.
Okay.
It highlights 4 main reasons
4. Okay.
why we put things off.
Hit me with them.
Okay.
Let's see if any of these resonate.
All right. Reason number 1, unclear tasks.
Okay.
Sometimes we procrastinate because we're not even sure what we're supposed to be doing or
Come-
why it's important.
Oh, that's me all the time.
Yeah.
My to-do list is a mile long, and half the stuff on there is so vague,
Mm-hmm.
they're not even concrete actions.
Right. So the book suggests asking yourself
Okay.
some key questions to gain clarity.
Right.
Like, do I truly believe this task is important?
Mm-hmm.
What are the benefits of completing it? What's going to happen if I don't do it at all?
Those are really good questions.
Yeah.
It's like a procrastination reality check.
Right. And sometimes simply clarifying the task is enough to get you moving. Now, the second reason for procrastination is misunderstanding motivation.
Wait, what? Isn't motivation like the key to getting things done?
That's what most people think, but the book has this really fascinating point.
Okay.
Motivation actually often comes after taking action,
Whoa.
not before.
Mind blown.
Yeah,
So I shouldn't wait for that like magical burst of inspiration to strike
exactly.
before I start cleaning my closet.
No, you just got to take that first step,
Yeah.
even if it's a small one,
Okay.
and let the momentum build from there.
Okay, I'm starting to see the light.
Good.
What are the other procrastination pitfalls?
Okay, number 3 is fear of failure.
Ooh. Yeah.
We've all been there,
Big time.
but the book says we have to acknowledge that fear, but not let it paralyze us.
Easier said than done.
Yeah,
But I guess sometimes, the anticipation of failing
right.
is worse than actually trying.
Uh-huh.
and maybe not succeeding.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And then the final reason is feeling overwhelmed.
Right. Yeah.
When you have a million things on your plate,
Totally.
it's easy to just shut down and do nothing.
Oh, that's me after a long day.
Yeah.
My brain just says, nope, I'm out.
The key here is to break those overwhelming tasks down
Okay.
into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Right.
So instead of trying to clean the entire house, start with just one drawer.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about making progress, step by step.
This is making so much sense.
Well,
Just feeling a little bit more motivated already.
Awesome. So the next part of Master Your Time gets a little bit more philosophical.
Ooh, I like a good philosophy deep dive.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
It talks about how our past and future can actually mess with our present productivity
Okay.
if we're not careful.
Uh,
Yeah, we can get so caught up in, dwelling on past mistakes or
Right.
worrying about the future that we forget to just be present,
right.
live in the now.
Yeah, so it's not about like ignoring the past or the future,
Right.
but just finding that balance.
Exactly. The past is for learning, not for living.
Yeah.
And the future is for planning and dreaming,
Yep.
not obsessing.
Got it.
The book really emphasizes the power of the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
It even calls each day a micro life
Okay.
that builds into our overall macro life.
Ooh, I like that. Every day counts.
Exactly.
So how do we stop like those past regrets or those future worries from stealing our present focus?
Well, the book has this one practical tip
Okay.
about reframing the way we talk about time.
Okay.
So instead of saying, I don't have time,
Right, right.
which makes you feel kind of helpless, right?
Yeah.
The author suggests using more empowering phrases like,
Okay.
I'm choosing to prioritize this task right now, or I'll make time for that later.
It's subtle, but it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
It's like you're taking ownership of your time
Yeah,
instead of feeling like it's controlling you.
absolutely. And that leads us into another really important concept,
Okay.
aligning your daily actions with your long-term goals.
Oh, yeah.
It's about asking yourself, will what I'm doing today help me get to where I want to be in the future?
Yeah.
If the answer is no,
Uh-huh.
then maybe it's time to reevaluate what you're doing.
It's like checking in with your internal compass.
Exactly.
Are you going in the direction you want to go?
Right. Speaking of direction,
Yeah.
remember that concept of multiplying time
Oh, yeah, yeah.
that we talked about?
That really blew my mind,
Yeah.
that we can use money as a tool to create more time.
Right. It's all about making strategic choices,
Okay.
kind of like investing in your time.
Got it.
The author gives a great example about learning a new language.
Okay.
You could spend hours trying to teach yourself,
Yeah.
using free resources,
Uh-huh.
or you could invest in a language learning app or
Right.
a tutor and speed up the process.
Oh, that's such a good point.
Right.
Sometimes spending a little money up front
Yeah.
can actually save you time and energy.
Right. Exactly.
In the long run, it's like a time-saving investment.
Precisely. And then on the
Awesome.
topic of investments,
Uh-huh.
the book also talks about using money wisely
Good.
to generate passive income.
Okay.
So like, putting money into a business or learning a skill that can create income when you're not even actively working.
So it's not just about earning money, but making your money work for you.
That's it. Now let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about focus.
All right, focus.
Master Your Time has this powerful statement. It says, you can't control time, but you can control your focus.
Yeah, that's so true, because I feel like I'm constantly fighting distractions.
You and everybody else.
Really?
Yeah. And the book names 4 main focus killers.
Okay, let's hear them.
Task switching,
Yeah.
interruptions, all those notifications,
Yeah.
and then those sneaky low priority tasks
Yes.
that eat up all your time.
The low priority tasks are the worst,
Yeah.
because I feel like I get so caught up in all that busy work
Right?
that I never have time for the important stuff.
It's all about prioritizing
Right.
and protecting your focus.
Okay.
The book has some great strategies for that.
Awesome.
Starts with identifying the right task,
Okay.
the one that really aligns with your goals
Uh-huh.
and requires your full attention right now.
Right.
And then you've got to create an environment that supports concentration.
So like turning off notifications, finding a quiet space,
Exactly.
building a focus fortress.
Yeah, and this is where the 80-20 principle comes in again.
Okay.
Identify those 20% of tasks
Right.
that are going to give you 80% of the results.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your top priorities.
Yeah.
Everything else can wait.
Got it. That makes sense. But
Yeah.
sometimes,
Yeah.
even when I'm in a distraction-free zone,
Hmm.
I still find my mind wandering.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever experienced that feeling of being completely absorbed in an activity
Oh, yeah.
where time just flies by?
Yeah.
You're totally in the zone?
Yeah, totally. When I'm writing, sometimes I can get in that state where the words just flow.
Yeah, the book calls that flow state.
Yeah.
It's like a superpower for productivity.
It is, but it feels so elusive.
Yeah.
Like I can't control when it happens.
Well, Master Your Time says you can actually tap into flow state more intentionally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it starts with routines.
Okay, so like having a predictable structure for your day,
Right.
that kind of signals to your brain that it's time to focus.
Exactly. And of course, minimize those distractions.
Mm.
But the book also says that doing focus-enhancing activities outside of work can help.
Okay, like what kind of activities are we talking about?
Things like meditation,
Okay.
mindfulness practices, even spending time in nature.
Mm.
These can train your brain to focus.
Okay.
Be more present,
Gotcha.
which will help you in all areas of your life.
Interesting. So it's like building that mental muscle for focus.
Exactly. So before we wrap up this part of the deep dive,
Okay.
I want to bring it back to one of the core ideas from Master Your Time.
Okay.
That time is our most valuable resource.
Yeah, it's finite. You don't get it back once it's gone.
Exactly.
Definitely something to be mindful of.
It's not about squeezing more into your schedule.
Right.
It's about making conscious choices
Mm-hmm.
about how you spend each moment.
Yeah.
Are you aligning your actions with your values? Are you pursuing your passions?
Those are big questions.
They are.
And honestly, I think a lot of people struggle with even defining those things.
It's true.
Like, what are my values?
Yeah.
What are my passions?
Yeah. Figuring out what truly matters to you
Mm-hmm.
and the legacy you want to leave behind.
Yeah.
That's a journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey of self-discovery.
Yeah, and it's okay if you don't have all the answers right away.
That's right.
It's about exploring and trying new things and seeing what happens.
That's a great point. Embracing uncertainty,
Yeah.
being open to new experiences can lead to amazing discoveries.
So if you're feeling lost or unsure about your goals, don't be afraid to just start exploring
Right.
and see what interests you.
Now, with that in mind,
Yeah.
let's move on to the final part of our
Right.
deep dive,
Let's do it.
where we'll go over some more specific tips
Okay.
and strategies
I'm ready.
for putting all of this into practice.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground with master your time,
We have.
understanding your energy,
Yeah.
prioritizing, reframing how we think about time.
Right.
But now for like the nitty-gritty,
Yeah.
how do we actually put this into practice?
Yeah. That's where the rubber meets the road.
Right.
The book is full of really practical tips.
Okay, good.
And it starts with creating a system that works for you.
Okay.
And the surprising thing is,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be fancy or complicated.
Okay. I like keeping it simple.
Me too. Sometimes the most effective system
Yeah.
is the simplest.
Okay.
Good old-fashioned pen and paper.
There's something really satisfying
Yeah.
about writing things down.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels more intentional.
Absolutely. It helps you really engage with your tasks in a more mindful way.
Okay, that makes sense.
So once you have a system for capturing all your to-dos,
Mm-hmm.
the next step is to prioritize, like ruthlessly.
And that's where the 80-20 principle comes in again, right?
Exactly.
The 20% of actions that produced 80% of the results.
That's it. And Master Your Time gives us some really helpful questions to ask ourselves
Yeah.
when we're trying to make those tough choices. Like,
Yeah.
is this task urgent? Is it important? What's going to happen if I don't do it? Can I delegate this to someone else?
Oh, those are such great filters.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to get caught up in the stuff that feels urgent,
Yeah.
but isn't actually important.
Exactly. And sometimes a task can
Yeah.
be both important and urgent,
Yeah.
but it feels so big and overwhelming
Yeah.
that we just avoid it.
Yeah, it's when the procrastination monster comes back.
Exactly. So the book suggests
Yeah.
breaking those massive tasks down
Okay.
into smaller, more manageable steps.
Right, so instead of trying to write like the whole report,
Right.
just focus on one section at a time.
Exactly. Or cleaning the whole house. Just start with one room.
Yeah, yeah.
Or even one drawer.
It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
That's a great way to put it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And each small step that you take, you build momentum and motivation to keep going.
Okay, that makes sense.
Another powerful strategy is setting clear deadlines.
Oh, deadlines.
Because without a timeline,
Yeah.
things can just drag on forever.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely guilty of that.
Deadlines help to create a sense of urgency
Okay.
and accountability.
Yeah.
And the book even suggests
Yeah.
breaking down your goals into smaller, more frequent deadlines.
Okay.
So instead of having this one giant deadline looming months away,
Right.
you have these little mini deadlines along the way.
Okay, so it feels less intimidating.
Exactly.
And it probably helps you stay on track.
Right. Speaking of staying on track,
Yeah.
let's talk about distractions.
Ugh, they're everywhere.
They are.
My phone is like a black hole of distraction.
I hear that, and the book really emphasizes
Yeah.
creating a distraction-free workspace.
Oh.
Turning off notifications, silencing your phone,
Yeah.
maybe using noise-canceling headphones.
Right.
But it's not just your physical environment.
Right.
We need to manage those digital distractions, too.
So unsubscribing from all those tempting newsletters.
Yes.
Setting limits on social media.
Absolutely. It's all about being mindful of where your attention goes.
Yeah.
And deliberately choosing to focus on the things that matter most.
Okay. And
Yeah.
one of my favorite things that I took away from this book is its emphasis on investing in yourself.
Yes. It's easy to think of like learning new skills or taking a course as taking time away from other things, but it can actually save us time in the long run.
Exactly. It's like shortening that learning curve.
Right.
And becoming more efficient in everything that you do.
Exactly. So whether you're taking a course or reading a book, attending a workshop, even just watching a tutorial video, that investment in your knowledge and skills will pay off.
It will. And finally, can't forget about self-care.
Oh, that's so important.
Right.
Master your time reminds us that true mastery of time also includes prioritizing your well-being.
Yes.
Getting enough sleep, eating healthy, exercising, doing things that bring you joy. These aren't just nice-to-haves.
Yeah.
They're essential for sustained productivity.
It's like filling your own cup first.
Yes.
So you have something to pour from.
Exactly.
I love that analogy.
So,
wow, I feel like we covered so much.
I know, right?
But in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming.
I hope so. That's the goal.
Right. We don't want to overload anyone.
No, just give you some food for thought.
Exactly. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Master Your Time, I want to encourage you to think about one small step you can take today to implement what you've learned. It doesn't have to be a huge change.
No.
Just one small action to start mastering your time.
Like maybe it's writing down your top 3 priorities for the week.
Okay.
Or scheduling a block of time for focused work. Or even just turning off notifications for an hour.
Yeah, any of those.
Just one small thing.
Yeah, and remember, this is a journey, not a race.
That's right.
Be patient with yourself, experiment, and celebrate those wins along the way.
Exactly. And most importantly, remember that time is a gift.
It's a
How will
thoughtful-
you choose to spend yours?
Such a good question. All right, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.